What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Phoenix here, back with a brand new Marvel Spider-Man 2 informational video. And in today's video, I want to talk about the potential endings we could see for Miles in Marvel Spider-Man 2. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button down below. And without a doubt, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this article from Game Rant says, the upcoming Marvel Spider-Man 2 game will have a dark tone and higher stakes, potentially resulting in a roller coaster ride for the story's leading characters, especially Miles Morales. Fans can expect a showdown between Miles Morales and Peter Parker, especially since Symbiote Spider-Man will be featured in the game, showcasing how far Miles has grown as a Spider-Man. Now, I do 100% already know that, and we already know this. This is just bound to happen. We know for a fact that at some point in the game, Peter and Miles are going to have to fight. And say if Miles starts questioning Peter's newfound methods or whatever, make him question that a little bit and make him question to see if working with Peter is really worth it because of the black suit. But following that, it also says there is a possibility of Miles permanently taking up the mantle if Peter Parker dies or disappears, which could likely be the outcome given the circumstances. Martin Lee's role and Miles's forgiveness of him may also play a significant part in Miles's character progression. Now, I do see this potentially happening as well because as we know in the trailer, we did see Martin Lee and everything like that. Now, do I believe that at some point he is going to realize that that going down revenge? Because as we know in the story trailer, it looked like Miles was getting ready to fight Martin Lee. Now, do I think this is a possibility? No. Because with Lee being free, I do not think at this point he is going to know or remember who Miles is. So I do think that that is a possibility that he's not. I do have a feeling that Mr. Lee is going to be kind of a hero and it's going to be kind of a support character within a way. But following that, here are the endings. It says, considering the dark tone and suggestions of higher stakes that will be present in Marvel Spider-Man 2, it could result in a roller coaster ride for the story's leading characters. While it's still early for full clarification on certain story elements, especially since Insomniac could be deceiving fans with this trailer, one thing many fans will know is that Miles Morales will have a pivotal role in the overarching story, if not more than Peter's, depending on the circumstances. Now, with this, we already know for a fact that Miles is obviously going to play a huge role in this, especially with getting the symbiote off of Peter. So that's the main reason as to why he is there. But following that, it says showcasing a more formidable presence this time around, fans could be in store for an experience with the strongest Miles adaptation yet. With the game's release edging ever closer and anticipation continuously building, many fans will be wondering what Insomniac's writers and directors have in store for Miles over the course of the game, more and specifically his ending. Now, we have no idea what his ending is going to be, but at least in my opinion, we have no idea what it's going to be because we know towards the end of the game, at least is what I think is going to happen towards the end of the game. I do believe that I was going to be graduating school. So at some point, that ending's going to have to pop up. Here's the thing. We have no idea what is going to be going on in none of these characters' ending. We don't know what Peter's ending is going to be. And we have no idea what Miles' ending is going to be. But following that, here are the 5 endings that we got for Miles. It says, as forementioned as an ending for Peter Parker himself, fans should very much be expecting a showdown between Miles Morales and Peter, especially since Symbiote Spider-Man will be featured in this title. Not only would this be an emotional spectacle for players, especially if this occurs during the game's final moments, but it would give fans an opportunity to see how far Miles has grown ever since Marvel Spider-Man 2018 and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, I really do 100% agree with this because, like I said before, this is already bound to happen. Like, at some point in the game, Miles and Peter are going to have to fight at some point because of the black suit. And on top of that, not to mention for the fact that, huge shout out to a fan that pointed that out, and I'm pretty sure it was a fan that pointed this out. But as you guys can tell in the story trailer, Rio and Peter are having a conversation. You hear Rio say that Miles always wanted to be a better Spider-Man and how to help Peter. So what are the chances that fight, what if the chances are in the game after that cutscene, what if there's a chance the fight already happened and the symbiote is off of Peter and he's feeling really sad, so he goes to talk to Rio about it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, because I feel like that is an amazing. I feel like I know what that scene is, and based on this, I feel like that's what that scene is about. But following that, it says from some of the sequences in both of the story trailer and the gameplay showcase, it appears as though Insomniac is already attempting to prepare fans for a battle between the student and mentor. And this will be even more plausible if the symbiote takes control over Peter at a greater rate than what fans have been exposed to. Now, this will obviously be for the fact that we already saw in the gameplay showcase that Miles looked at Peter as soon as he dropped that dude and went back to look. And on top of that, him and Genki were having a conversation about Peter's attitude. So there is a greater rate for that to happen as well, because as you know, in the gameplay trailer towards the end of that, Miles is starting to know that there's something going on. So that is also hinted at. Another thing that is also hinted at is for the fact that we do see his Thunderburst go out at the end of the story trailer and the gameplay showcase. So that's an even more possibility that they could fight. Now, the next one is taking up the mantle of Spider-Man. Now, this has happened before, but do I think it's going to happen in the game? I 100% do not think it's going to happen in the game. Because, like I said before, I can see Peter dying in the third game to Goblin, because I don't see him dying in this game. I do not see him dying in this game. But then again, though, Peter has had a lot of close calls because of the whole entire fight with Rhino, and I want to say the fight with Dr. Octopus, but I really don't count that one considering that he, got revived and stuff like that. So I don't really count that one. But following that, it says one of the potential results of a battle with his mentor is the chance of Miles taking up the mantle permanently, depending on the outcome of all of it. Many fans suspect Peter's death or disappearance in one form or another, especially if he loses himself with the symbiote suit. This would be the most suitable and likely outcome for Miles. Now, do I believe that he is going to? I don't believe he's going to take up the mantle of Spider-Man. And on top of that, knowing for a fact that he's already had his own standalone, he has already proved that he can take over the mantle while Peter has gone. So I don't think that's going to happen because, like I said, I can see and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me in the comment section below. I 100% do think that Peter is going to die to Goblin in the third game. If that's to happen in the third game, I can see that happening in a Miles sequel, but I don't see that happening in Marvel Spider-Man 2. But following that, it says, as his standalone title gave fans a great look into how Miles operates as Spider-Man alone would play out, the ending stages of Marvel Spider-Man 2 could set this in stone, which would stem from Peter Parker's fate and his only. Now, like I said before, you already know how I feel about this. I do not feel like Peter is going to die in this game. It's too early. Now, the next one we got is obviously forgiving Mr. Negative. Now, following this, we already know for a fact that at some point in the game, he is obviously going to. I don't see Miles fighting, Mr. Lee at all. I don't see him fighting him at all. But following that, it says one of the untouched plot points in both the latter stages of Marvel Spider-Man 2018 and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales is Miles' anger and potential hatred for Martin Lee for being the one responsible for his father's death as Mr. Negative. Despite the scene being very brief within the story trailer, it seems as though Martin Lee may be trying to atone or apologize to Miles, which is met with clear frustration. Martin Lee's role in the entirety of Marvel Spider-Man 2 may be much more important than fans anticipate, as he is the key to Miles' character progression and growth as a pivotal and dependable figure as Spider-Man. Once he is able to open up to forgiving his father's killer, fans will be familiar with this path from Peter's common storyline with Uncle Ben in other adaptations. And this could be replicated here, but in a greater fashion. Now, I 100% do honestly think that because, like, when you look at Martin Lee in this, like, he looks like he has been in the rap for a while, and he looks like he doesn't know who Miles is at this point. He doesn't even recognize that Miles is Spider-Man. So he's just gonna know. So as far as we know, he just knows that there are two Spider-Men in New York City. So he doesn't know who the second Spider-Man is. So I don't know how that fight's gonna play out. Potentially Miles will probably take off his mask and probably reveal himself as, Jefferson's son. So that's what I feel like that situation is going to go as. Now, do I feel like he is going to apologize? Yes. Well, do I feel like Marley is going to apologize? Yes, because at this point, we don't know how long he's been locked in the raft. So someone let me know how long he's been locked in the raft, because I really don't think that I really do see Martin Lee not knowing who Miles is, or not knowing that Miles is, that second Spider-Man. But following that, it says, now this next one is obviously the expansion of abilities. We already know for a fact that at some point Peter and Miles are going to fight. So he needs all of the powers that he can get, in my opinion. But following that, it says, as previous entries in the franchise did well to fully showcase Miles Morales' capabilities, players could be in store for another power up and another change to his abilities if the aforementioned battle between Peter with the symbiote suit is indeed set in store to occur. Then Miles will most certainly need every advantage on his side, as fans who are familiar with the symbiote suit will be aware of just how deadly and dangerous he can be. Oh yeah, we know how, if y'all haven't seen like any like iteration about how powerful the symbiote suit can be, yeah, Miles is gonna need all the help that he can get. My guess for the fact that he's probably gonna go to Prowler, and he's probably going to remember how sound effects, he's probably gonna remember everything about that. So like, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And by the way, video right here about how Prowler might help. But following that, it says what form these expanded abilities might take are unknown at the moment, but deadlier threats from Venom symbiote Peter, Craven, Doc Connors as Lizard, and potentially more yet to be revealed are all the more reason as to why Insomniac may decide to make Miles more powerful on this occasion. I feel like they are going to make it more powerful on this occasion just because of the fact that, he's dealing with Black Suit Peter. So, like, he needs all the help that he can get, possibly. Now, the last one is, and this is obviously not going to happen, Symbiote Miles Morales. I do not think this is going to happen, just due to the fact, like, say if at some point in the game, but then again, though, Najee did say that they were going to be everywhere, but if it does end up getting onto Miles, or if it does, like, end up crawling over to Miles and he sees it, Miles already has a weakness to it. So I do not see this happening at all, because if the symbiote tries to bond with Miles, what's the point in the symbiote bonding to Miles? Because yeah, he's had it in another universe, but do I see it bonding with Miles in Marvel Spider-Man 2? No, because of the fact that he has a counter to it, which is his bioelectricity. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and let me know which one you guys think is your favorite ending. But without a doubt, it's been your boy Phoenix, and I'll see you guys later in another spectacular, Spidey, webtastic banger.